Our Story Productions presents Cooking It Up with Betty, a saucy look at our story. So, get ready for the one and only Betty Thompson!
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Cooking It Up with Betty. And what a show we have planned for you today. I'll be making a wonderful dish with my special guest, and we will have reports from my roving reporters out in the field of interesting places to visit in our story country. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's welcome my very special guest, Destiny Disaster, from right here in Sweet Swine County. Welcome, Destiny.
Hello, I'm happy to be here. So when your producer called me and asked me to be on the show, I told him I didn't know much about you. I hear that you are a published author, as well as won many awards in the culinary arts.
Well, yes, I have. Are you interested in the culinary arts?
Me? No. I don't cook. I do not wait on people. I let them wait on me.
Oh, really? You don't cook?
No.
Well, how did you end up here in Sweet Swine County, tending bar over at the watering trough?
Well, Betty, that is a long story. Do you have a few days?
Well, not really.
Well, there's some things I can't tell you anyways.
Well, that's okay. I see Lewis is telling us that we must get started. Here, try this wine from Grand Slough. It's a new winery over there. Have you ever been there?
I have been almost everywhere.
Oh, really? Well,
What year is this?
no, month. It's last month. It's very new. It's a fresh wine. Well, anyhow, my reporters out in the field, they search around and they find the most interesting places to visit, and then they report back to us. Would you like to hear from some of them?
Why, absolutely.
Let's go to report right now.
Abby Appetite, head reporter for the What's Cooking team, taking a look at the new stories about dining options in the small towns of the Midwest. Main courses, entrees, appetizers, and daily specials, all in the small towns of the Midwest. And you see them all on KlukTV.com. Hey, let's pick one out and go there together. Remember, you'll be traveling with an appetite. Abby Appetite.
So, isn't this a cooking show? Aren't you going to cook something for me?
Oh, yes, you and I, we're going to be cooking today. And in honor of your visit, I decided to make Italian hot dish. You do like Italian food, don't you?
Italian food. I love Italian food. Out east, they have some of the best Italian restaurants. You ever been to any of those?
Oh, well, I've been to a few. Yes.
And did you say hot dish?
Oh, yes, a hot dish. That's like a casserole, a Midwest casserole. We have tomato sauce, oregano, garlic. Those are all Italian seasonings, right? Right?
I guess so.
Yes, and I made the sauce. I have hamburger, tomatoes, and all of those good spices in here. And I've cooked the noodles, and I've drained them, and now we're getting ready to put them together. And, okay, would you stir that for me so we can put it into the baking dish?
Sure. I guess.
Just stir it all together. That's the Midwestern way. We put our casserole together that way.
Wow, I'm cooking it up with Betty.
Doesn't it smell good?
Well,
You know, it's the secret seasonings. I've been working on them, trying to get it just right.
it sounds and smells kind of like Italian food, but it doesn't look like it. So you got a secret ingredient or something in there?
Well, I have a secret ingredients that I use with many of my recipes, but they are secret. I only sell them in the packet if they send for the recipe. Now I'm going to put this into the baking dish. We're going to put some mozzarella cheese on top, and then we're going to put it in the oven to bake. And while that finishes cooking, if you that know how to cook at home would like a copy of the recipe, you can send a self-addressed stamped envelope with $2 to Cooking It Up with Betty. The recipe is Italian hot dish, care of Kluk Television. Or you can go online and get the recipe there.
Yeah, well, that is not real Italian cooking. Have you ever been to an Italian restaurant?
Oh, of course I've been to an Italian restaurant. You know, the folks down at the church suppers just love that recipe. They just eat it up.
At the church suppers?
Yeah, well, of course, at their church suppers. Real Italian food, there's nothing artificial about my food. And I sure hope you learn how to cook someday. You know, I have a beginner's cookbook you could lend you.
I have never been a beginner at anything.
Well, maybe you better learn how to cook before you start mulling off about cooking. Oh, we're almost out of time. Thank you for being on my program today. Thanks to my roving reporters out in the field, and thanks to you, my home viewing audience. I hope you come back next time for another exciting episode of Cooking It Up with Betty. Bye.